To me, a perfect niche has three components. A, there must be demand in the topic. B, it must personally excite you. And C, it must be able to make you money in the short and long term. So that is what makes a perfect niche. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Trends to find your perfect niche that meets all of these three criteria. So are you ready? Hey go-getter, I'm Salma Jafri, and on this channel, I'll help you grow your visibility, credibility, and profitability with YouTube. So be sure to hit the red subscribe button and the bell icon, and let's begin. Okay, so I'm gonna head on over to my computer and we're gonna go over to Google Trends. So when you go over to Google Trends, it asks you to explore what the world is searching. Now, so the first step in our process here is going to be to identify a broad category. Let's say self-development, cooking, personal finance. These are examples of broad categories to start with. So let's say you have an interest in starting one of these channels. That is what you would put in here. Okay, so let me type in personal finance as our starting point. And I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to see a graph. And there are certain categories and filters that we can adjust. So that is going to be our step 2. We are going to adjust these search parameters. Okay, so the search parameters are country, and you can choose worldwide in here, or you can choose a specific country. Okay, the next search parameter is time. So you can choose 12 months. And I find that that generally is a good time frame to choose for niche building, because you want to focus on topics that have been growing in the past 1 year. Okay. And if you want to see a long-term trend, you can always choose 2004 to present or the past 5 years. And that will give you a little bit of background data about how niche that topic is and how well that niche has been performing or how not well it's been performing. Okay. Then the third category is literally all categories. And in here, you can choose a specific category you want to focus on. I generally just leave this to all categories because I'm not yet sure about the niche. So I want to leave this as broad as possible, and there will be an option to narrow this down later. And finally, in the fourth option, if you are trying to grow a YouTube channel using this strategy, then I would suggest clicking on this arrow and clicking on YouTube search. So we're getting really specific, and you can see the graph is going to change now. So we're getting really specific about, okay, the personal finance category specifically for YouTube. Now, if you also want to rank on Google or any of these other websites, image and news, then you can choose web search. But I think it's nice to start with YouTube search so you can start to rank your videos immediately and start to grow your channel immediately. So let's leave this at YouTube search. So now the next thing that we are looking for is regions. Okay, so now it shows us, so we can see that the graph is, this will come back to the graph in a bit. Let's go down here to regions. So if you have chosen a particular country, it's going to show you the regions within that country. And if you have chosen worldwide, then it will show you countries in this section. So here's where you need to start to think about, okay, where does your audience live? Or conversely, what specific part of the world do you want your audience to come from? So let's say you're a local business, or you're a barber shop, or you're a consultant who does local work. So you might want to target a specific locality. So you want to be able to see, okay, what regions is this topic most popular in? Conversely, if you have an online business, and you can probably choose worldwide and then see what countries are going to drive traffic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your monetization strategy as compared to your geographic regions. So remember that if you are trying to monetize your videos either through affiliate marketing or through AdSense or through finding customers for your business, all these three ways of monetization require you to understand where your audience is going to come from. right? So for example, let's talk about AdSense. Now, you know that AdSense rates are typically lower in certain countries and higher in certain other countries. So if I'm getting a lot of traffic from, let's say, the Philippines, AdSense traffic may not pay me as much as compared to if I'm getting a lot of traffic from Canada, which is where advertisers are paying higher amounts because they have more buying power. Right? So that is what you want to think about when you want to make sure that your niche has money that you can possibly earn. Now, if you're thinking about, okay, where are my clients and customers going to come from? Again, if you're making videos in, let's say, Arabic, probably most of your customers are going to come from countries that speak Arabic, right? So in this region section, you want to make sure that those countries are being highlighted because that is where your audience is going to come from. So you do not want to create videos on topics that are not popular in those regions or in those countries. So that's how you want to think about this whole section, interest by subregion. Okay. The next section that we want to go to, so this will be step 3, is related topics. Now, related topics are exactly like what they sound. They are a way for you to figure out, okay, how is this channel going to fit in the larger scheme of things? How is this personal finance channel going to be in like the realm of finance, right? So within finance, we have personal finance, and what else is related? So there's fairly limited choice here. It just says field of study or personal finance topic. So since there's very few related topics here, I'm going to drill down into this section and look for more related topics. And there is no data in related queries here, which means that this topic is pretty broad. So you want to drill down at this point and look for more data points. So I'm going to click on personal finance as a topic, and that should hopefully give me more related topics. And it does. It does. Okay, so related topics here now are templates, knowledge, role, emergency fund. And I'm going to click this little arrow saying, more topics. So this is one of 5 out of 25. Coaching, gross income, ratio, money management, wealth, cash flow, organization, understanding, balance sheet, Kiplinger, annual percentage, mimic personal finance, interest, money, investment, debt, mathematics, Quizlet, courses. Okay, so this is fairly broad. Very, very broad. Now, here's how you want to think about related topics. You want to think about 2 or 3 related topic categories that your channel could focus on. Okay. And if it's too disconnected, your channel is going to be just too much of a variety channel, right? And not as niched as you would want it to be. So literally from this list of 25 topics, we're going to pick 2 or 3 topics to focus on. So for example, let's say coaching. So you want to do personal finance coaching because maybe you're a personal finance coach. So that could be one topic that you could talk about, right? How to hire a personal finance coach. When do you need a personal finance coach? What can you expect from working with a personal finance coach? And similar topics like that. Let's say another topic could be money management, right? How to manage your personal finances, how to pay taxes, how to set up a retirement fund, how to start an investment account, and so on and so forth. So that could be another related topic that you could make several hundred videos on, right? So that could be another related topic. And these could be playlists on your channel. So coaching, money management, and then let's pick one more. Let's say maybe we could do investment, right? So maybe you want to go into the area of helping people start to get comfortable with investing early on in their careers, right? So maybe you want to help people with investment strategies, investment portfolios, help them understand what kind of investments to make, and so on, right? So those could be 3 related topics on your channel of personal finance. So that's how you're going to think through, okay, what should I talk about and how should I group these topics? Okay, the next step is to come down on the right-hand side to related queries. Now, this is where we're getting even more specific. So the related topics were playlist and themes and broader content ideas within personal finance. And now we're getting into specific video ideas. Okay, so you can see step by step drilling down. Okay, so now as you go into related queries, what's happening here is that because I have keywords everywhere installed, you can see the number of searches and you can see trends data. And Google Trends is telling me if these are breakout topics or how high are they growing, like what is the rate of growth, right? So you can see plus 750%, breakout, 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 breakout. Okay, now here's where I'm going to start to see, okay, if I want to create videos on personal finance, what are the kind of topics that I can create and what is the kind of demand that exists for these topics? One of the most popular ones as identified by Google Trends is best personal finance podcasts. Amazing topic. And you probably wouldn't have thought of this on your own if you hadn't been using Google Trends, right? So you could put a list together of the best personal finance podcasts and what is so great about each of them and how to subscribe to them. So this would be a great topic inside your personal finance categories. And this topic has 1,000 searches a month, and your click-through rate on this is also really high, $16.8. So if you're thinking of monetizing your channel with AdSense, this would be an amazing topic. It's probably also very competitive, so you're going to have to do a really, really good job of identifying the best podcasts. Okay, another idea is Personal Finance Club Calculator. Again, this is a trending topic. As you can see here, it had almost no search volume until November 2020 when it suddenly picked up, and now it's showing a healthy growth trend. So it's a topic that's growing, interest is forming, it's a breakout topic, and it has a high amount of search volume. So again, a topic idea for you. Okay, now let's click on this arrow and see what else. Personal finance management, Mimic personal finance podcast, Reddit personal finance flowchart, retirement, money. Let's see what else. What is personal finance? Personal finances, mathematics. Just looking through these and seeing, okay, what catches my fancy and what topics can I go deeper in. So if you can identify a few from here, then the next step actually happens inside Keywords Everywhere. And what you want to do is take some of these topics, let's say personal finance tips, and type them in a new tab into Google. Okay, personal finance tips. I'm going to type that in. And we can probably see the search volume for this is 590 a month. CPC is 3.74. And what you want to do next is you want to scroll all the way down here to this little orange icon. Okay, this is the icon for SEO Minion. SEO Minion is a extension by Keywords Everywhere. I made a full video about is Keywords Everywhere worth it for $10? And if you agree with me and you think it's worth it and you can pay those $10 and get access to Keywords Everywhere, then SEO Minion comes built in into that. So let me link to that video here in case you don't know which one I'm talking about. The one on Keywords Everywhere. So what you want to do next is inside SEO Minion, you want to click this. High traffic content ideas with people also ask plus traffic. Okay, so what this tool does, it clicks the people also ask suggestions 200 times. So over here is people also ask, right? What are the 5 areas of personal finance, 5 components of financial plan, and so on and so forth, right? So instead of manually clicking these, if you just go down here and click download this data. Sorry, you have to click go first and then download this data. It'll give you a CSV file of hundreds of content ideas around the niche of personal finance. I'm going to let you soak that in for a second, because what all of this means is that now we have done all 3 things. We have identified demand. So that's the first part of niche building. Okay, we have identified demand because we're seeing that these topics are trending. Search volume is there. And in certain topics, search volume is increasing, right? So we've identified demand. The next thing we've done is we've identified, can we make money with this? So for example, if you intend to use monetization on your channel and ads on your channel, then you have identified that CPC is really, really high for some of these keywords in this particular niche, right? The other way that you can identify whether you can make money on these topics is by identifying products that people are searching for, information that they are searching for. So they're searching for podcasts, right? So that is a great way to understand that people want to hear more personal finance information inside podcasts. So let's say that you had a course about how to develop a podcast in the personal finance niche. That could be a product idea, and it would probably do really well in terms of monetization, right? And then the third part of niche development was, does it excite you? So I'm hoping that you would be starting this research with topics that excite you. And as you see this list come in from SEO Minion of 200, 500 topics, you want to really, really see, is this something you can see yourself doing? Do you see yourself creating these videos? Do you see yourself engrossed in making these videos? And chances are, if you can come up with 100 topic ideas, then you are probably really interested in that niche. Because if you cannot come up with 100 ideas in that, then I think you should scrap that topic and start over again with this entire research process. Because 100 ideas to me means that you have the skill as well as the love for exploring this topic. And that is a great base to establish a YouTube channel on. All right, let me know what was most valuable for you inside this video by leaving your most valuable takeaway in the comments below. And then go and watch this video next on how to use keywords everywhere and is it worth it? Take care. See you next time.